Good day, everybody. Thank you for returning to yet another episode of Maybe This Will Help with yours truly, Von Veldo's Oswaldersnatch. Today's topic is in a continuation from yesterday's topic, mostly just in that it is the next book, well, not the next book, but a book written 25 years later after The Seed of the Soul, called Spiritual Partnership. And when I first read that title, I thought it was going to be a book about relationships. And it kind of is, but it's not about the kind of relationships I would have thought. There's actually only one chapter about a dating relationship. Before I get too much more into that, I'd just like to say, since I forgot yesterday, that Gary Zukov, the writer of this book, was featured on Oprah for a couple years in the 90s every Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly how long the stint lasted, but I know some people out there are really into Oprah, and she's had some really phenomenal, tremendous human beings on her show helping people over the years, and he was a big one. Way back in the 90s, before Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil maybe broke our trust a little bit with that lady's show. So if you get a chance to check out any of his works, like I said, he has 5 books that I know of, and I've read 3, and all 3 changed the way I am in one way or another. So to get to spiritual partnerships, it's basically Seed of the Soul 25 years later, but there is a lot of really good differences and a lot of good stories of his own to kind of help lead by example. There's 2 things in here that I really want to touch on, and the first thing is the way that we interact with children. He says that we should be, looking into a child's eyes when we talk to them. Don't say, "Oh, how old is he?" to the parent, looking at him but treating him like he's an object. And I found in my personal journey that since I've started doing that, I get a lot more from the kids. I see their intelligence. I get a lot of really good energy back from them. And they respond to me better. I'm not this weird person that they're used to interacting with their parents. I'm now their friend. I'm their equal. And I don't see myself as any less equal than a child. If anything, they're better. They haven't been tainted by all the wicked things out in the world, although more and more I'm seeing many wonderful things out in the world. For a while there it was touch and go. I was a little nervous, but now I see that there's tons of really fantastic people doing super things for other people and for the environment and for themselves. The second thing is, and this is the most important spiritual partnership principle, is that we need to quit coddling each other, especially our good friends. Now, friends can't be your spiritual partner unless they want to be. They need to kind of be open to it before it's going to work. Otherwise, you'll just end up pushing them away, or they'll slowly fade from your life because they don't like hearing what you have to say. And now, when I say stop coddling, I mean when someone's upset, it's one thing to say, okay, it's all right. But once you get them to a calm enough state that they're willing to converse, you got to ask them the tough questions. What is deeper than what you're feeling right now? Why are you feeling this? Why is it coming out in this? That we know now that most of the time when we're really upset, it's not so much the external thing that we attach to make us happy, or the loss of it, but it's something within. It's a deeper fear. For me, I feared being alone. I didn't like being alone, being someone in a wheelchair. I need extra assistance, not all the time. I'm pretty independent, but it was a fear of mine. I was very scared of it, and I found myself attaching to external things like people or clubs to make sure that I'm not alone, which isn't a bad thing, but it came with a desperation. Desperation is probably the best word. Is a negative energy being put towards the other person because of my deep down fear. And then when I was alone, I was scared, and that made me feel things. A lot of my friends, you know, they go, it's gonna be all right, man. You know, you got this and that and this, and that's true. And it did make me feel better, but it didn't heal the fear inside of me. The next time that came up, I still felt that same fear. But once I talked to some really good friends about it, and we spiritual partnered each other, I learned that I had this fear and that I had to acknowledge it and I had to heal it. And so that's what I've done. Another thing about the spiritual partnership is you have to check yourself. You have to be aware of yourself. You need to come from a place of love, loving energy. You need to... And once you do that, no matter what you're saying, it's going to come across in a different way when you come from a place of love. The other thing is when you're aware of yourself, you know what's your own fears. You can feel when you're about to say something to somebody if it's your own fear or if it's not necessary. You kind of feel it. You might feel it in your throat. I tend to feel it in my chest a little bit more, but I do feel it in my throat from time to time. And it's kind of a guide of when you should speak and when you shouldn't speak. Some things you think and you maybe want to say it, but it's probably better left unsaid. And other times you don't want to say it, but it feels right and you should say it. And a lot of the times we don't say those things, and that's why we feel the block. We were supposed to say it, and it would have really helped, but we chickened out for whatever reason. Anyways, I'm a little bit beat today. I got not a lot of sleep last night. I had a very early appointment this morning. It was a lot earlier than I'm used to getting up. Good news, my broken leg is healed. I was able to drive again today. That's fantastic, but I am very tired, so I'm going to say later days, my friends. I'm going to expand on spiritual partnership, maybe after giving it a quick re-glance to refresh my memory on some of the other good points in it. But until then, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe check out a Tarantino flick tonight. The Hateful Eight was amazing. I saw it last Christmas. Get some espresso, see it on the big screen. Heck yeah. But for real this time, I love you all so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.